From James revealing whether Peacemaker is a part of the new DCU, to the Suicide Squad cast potentially appearing in the show, here's what James Gunn revealed about Peacemaker's second season. And well, I've got some good and bad news. The good? The show's definitely getting a second season, so y'all don't have to worry about it getting canceled. As a part of his big DC overhaul, James revealed that a lot of the previous DC films and movies are gonna be wiped clean. And to replace them, fans will be getting a bunch of new superhero storylines. This obviously got them worried that Peacemaker was also on the chopping block. After all, while most of the show consisted of the cast going on their own little side adventure in the DC world, the season finale is confirmed that it was set in the previous DCEU timeline because Miller's Flash and Momoa's Aquaman made a cameo. Superman was there too, but they couldn't get Henry for the scene, so you never saw his face. But luckily, James clarified that Peacemaker's still very much going to be a part of the new DCU. In fact, Season 2, whenever it comes out, will pick up right from where things left off. Now, I'm not sure how James is going to explain the whole timeline shifting thing, but hey, I'm sure he's got a plan. If not, he can simply set Season 2 in the new DCU and pretend like those superhero cameos from Season 1 never happened. Sounds simple enough, right? But that's not the only thing the showrunner revealed about Season 2. Remember that bad news I talked about? Yeah. Turns out, there's still a long while before we get Season 2 of Peacemaker. Gunn's got his hands full with Superman Legacy for a couple of years. The film is his top priority right now, considering he's not only working on the script himself, but also planning on directing it. And I can totally see why he's so committed. Besides Blue Beetle, which is supposedly also set in the DCU, Superman Legacy is going to be most viewers' first official look at the DC universe James is crafting. And you know what they say, the first impression is the last. If this film flops, it's going to be impossible for James to get fans on board for the rest of the DCU, especially because it's not like the fans are on his side after the whole Henry Cavill controversy. Sadly, this means that Peacemaker needs to be put on the back burner, for now at least. Though the director has assured that right after he wraps up that film, he's diving straight into Season 2 of our beloved show. That means more wild action, explosions, and our favorite helmeted hero doing his thing. That said, I expect some of these dates to be pushed back even more. For one, James is a busy guy. It's not like he's gonna make Superman Legacy and then have tons of free time on his hands. He's got an entire universe to create, and that means giving his input for all the films and TV shows being made, even if he's personally directing them. But then you've also got to consider the whole writers and actors strikes going on right now. Hollywood is in a bit of a chaotic state lately, to say the least. Over the past couple of months, writers have been on strike asking for better working conditions and fairer pay. And now it looks like even the actors are joining them in the protest. Previously, it was said that projects that had their scripts ready could go forward with production. But when you've got no actors on set, you're hardly gonna get anything done. So what does this mean for Peacemaker Season 2? Well, the thing is, currently, Superman Legacy is set to release in July 2025. And like I said, it's only after the movie comes out that James will be able to focus on Peacemaker Season 2. But let's say, because of these strikes, Superman Legacy's release date needs to be pushed back. Well, that'll mean that Peacemaker will take longer to come out too. And sadly, the fans will just have to keep waiting in that case. It's a tough situation to be in, that's for sure. On one hand, having to wait years for a second season might kill any hype there is left for the series. But then again, the strikes are pretty justified, because a lot of the writers and actors have been severely underpaid, despite the movies they've worked in making millions of dollars. We'll have to see how this situation pans out in the coming weeks. It's possible it'll blow over. Or who knows? It could end up lasting months, pushing back the dates of everything being made in Hollywood right now. That said, James has dropped some hints about Season 2's plot. Hey, it's not anything massive, but it'll be enough to keep us satiated until the season comes out. Gunn hinted that the second season won't have as much comedy as before. I mean, sure, there's gonna be some moments of humor, as with any Gunn project. But the main theme he's going for this time around is something more serious and emotional. And you know what? I'm totally on board with this idea. I mean, after all the crazy stuff that went down in the first season, there's bound to be some emotional fallout to explore. And let's be honest, as much as I love those witty one-liners and hilarious antics, they might have taken away from the character development and growth fans really want. I mean, we all know how in Marvel movies, the moment things start to get a tiny bit serious, they completely undercut the tension with an unfunny joke or quip. James is probably trying to avoid that exact problem. But hey, while Gunn might have given us a small tease, the fact is that there's still tons of lingering questions that fans have after Season 1. Like, can we talk about that jaw-dropping moment when Chris shot his own dad in the head? That was some intense stuff right there. Chris finally found closure for accidentally taking his brother's life. But just when we thought everything was settling down, guess what? Dad's back. Well, sort of. Yep, visions of his pop started popping up out of the blue. And you know what that means, right? The White Dragon is making a comeback in Season 2. But hold on, don't worry about the bad guy making a full-on return from the beyond. This time, he'll be more like a figment of Peacemaker's wild imagination, stirring up all kinds of memories and emotions. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm excited about this twist. It's gonna give fans the chance to dive deep into Peacemaker's backstory. This alone has the potential to make Season 2 feel very unique and different. But that's not all. Gunn recently revealed that his plan to make a Suicide Squad 3 film have gone down the drain. I mean, it's not like he doesn't want to make it, but he admitted to only having a certain amount of days to work each day. And so, that film's unfortunately one of the ones that have been removed from the roster. But hey, just cause it's not happening doesn't mean we can't see the cast make their way to Peacemaker. In fact, tons of people are excited to see Bloodsport appear in Season 2 of Peacemaker. Idris Elba's too good of an actor not to be included. So, imagine this, Bloodsport and Peacemaker squabbling once again. I'm sure Bloodsport hates Peacemaker's guts after everything that happened to Corto Maltese, and seeing the two join hands in a shaky partnership has hilarity written all over it. But here's the thing. Bringing Bloodsport back would be a great way to showcase how much Chris has changed ever since the Suicide Squad movie. I mean, by the end of Season 1, it's like he's a completely different character. Maybe Bloodsport will notice that he's actually kind of a cool dude now and forgive him for all the crazy stuff he did. Or, who knows, he could just continue to have a bone to pick with him either way. I'd love to see the two share the screen in Season 2. And why stop there? Having the rest of the Suicide Squad cast show up would be a great way to make up for the loss of the movie. Well, the ones who survived anyway. It'd be cool to have more appearances from Amanda Waller. I know she's getting her own show set in the DCU, but some cameos in Peacemaker won't hurt. It's possible the story of both these shows will be connected, giving fans a chance to see Peacemaker show up in other projects set in the new DC universe. But there's still a while before all this happens, so for now, we've got to sit tight. So, from the Suicide Squad cast potentially appearing in the show, to James revealing whether Peacemaker is a part of his new DCU, that was what Gunn said about Peacemaker's second season.